Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. Today we're back in the shed working on the 5-cylinder BMW E30, because what else would we be doing? Now this video is going to span across a couple days because there's a lot of stuff that I need to do. We need to work on drilling out all the spot welds on the core sport so that we can make it detachable to be able to pull the drivetrain in and out of the car, because this is a swap car. The engine's probably going to have to come out probably 5 or 6 more times. Once we get the core support off, we need to pull the drivetrain back out of the E30, detach the transmission from the block of the 07K, because today a very important piece of the unbuildable puzzle showed up on my front doorstep, so we need to work on trying to get that to fit up and see how we're going to look. And I'm really excited to show you guys what's in this box and where this box came from, because this is a partnership that I worked really hard to obtain, and it's incredibly an honor to be able to work with these people, because I've ran their stuff before and I love their products, and the fact that they're willing to help me on this crazy friggin' wild idea of a build is crazy, which is awesome. So if you ever are in need of anything, hit these people up. Well, bam! Southbend Clutch, baby. That's right, a dummy like myself is partnering with such a prestigious company like Southbend Clutch, and they're willing to, you know, freaking stick their hand out and say, hey, we're gonna help you. So let's go, dude. Like, that's so cool. So in this box sits 2 very important pieces of the unbuildable puzzle. So as you can see, there's a flywheel, but guess what? There's 2 flywheels. What? I'm gonna run a double flywheel setup? Yeah, it's what you're supposed to do, man. No, I'm just playing. So this flywheel right here is out of Audi 1.8T, and this flywheel is for a 1.9 TDI PD engine code. Now, if you know, you know, but we did not get the PD engine code TDIs in the United States, so, you know, it's not something that's really common around here, but, so since the Rx8 transmission adapter is from the United Kingdom, obviously that guy's going to use stuff that's pretty common over in the United Kingdom, so he uses the 1.9 TDI PD engine code flywheel for that, you know, setup. And I don't know if it's apparent to you guys on camera, but there's obviously a very drastic difference between the PD flywheel and the 1.8T flywheel. The PD flywheel is significantly thinner than the 1.8T flywheel. See, this is the 1.8T flywheel. She's a thick boy. She's thick. Now, thankfully, both of these flywheels have the same exact bolt pattern, and they bolt right up to the 07K. But the challenge is going to be the difference in the thickness of these 2 flywheels, so I don't really know which one's going to work. So as you see on the back of the 1.8T flywheel, this part is actually sunk in to where it connects to the crank hub. But with the PD flywheel, the part that actually connects to the crank hub protrudes out a little bit, so I don't know if that's going to cause any issues. So that's one of the goals that we need to figure out in today's video, just to see what's going to work, and then we have to figure out starter setup, and a clutch setup, a slave cylinder setup, what throwout bearing, what friggin' pilot bearing to use. Like, we got a lot to figure out, but this is a really good step in the right direction. And once we get that figured out, we can get an oil pan made, and then we can start to do some wiring stuff, and then maybe we could try to fire this thing up within like the next 2 months, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. It's all about budget, and I am out of it. So that's why it's really important to show love to the people that are actually, the companies that are actually willing to help somebody like me. This stupid content, crazy stuff would never be possible without the people at Southbend Clutch, without the people at Arashi Turbo, without all the people that are willing to help me with this crazy project. So it's really important. Go interact with their content. Just support them because they supported me. Anyway, I'm going to get to work tearing apart the front end of the E30 so I can get access to all the spot welds on the core support, and then we can get this engine out of the engine bay, and then we'll go from there. Before I try to drill the spot welds out, I need to take the fenders off to be able to get access to the spot welds that are underneath the fenders, and then, you know, let's just pop off these fenders and then we'll get going. There's some like panel bond here that I'm just going to kind of cut free with this X-Acto knife that I have. Just kind of try to gently pry it without bending anything. Ah, I pinched my finger to get it to break away from the panel bond, and then I slam my finger on the freaking A-pillar. Ow! Stupid! I'm going to be honest, I'm not really worried about the freaking fender liners. I don't think we need those where we're going. Oh, I'm getting a neck cramp. Oh, I'm getting a neck cramp. Oh, ow. Ah, the bolt's off. Oh my God, cramp. The fender's off. One fender down. Hey, this one should be a lot easier though, because now I know like kind of what I'm doing. Freaking bike. No, fender, no! My fender fell. Alright, well that's cool. I've been filming on my iPhone for this video because I broke my camera and I'm setting it back to get the lens repaired. So I was filming on my iPhone and then I ran out of storage. I don't miss that at all. That's cool. So you guys didn't get to see me take off the fenders, but the fenders are off, and the fenders are actually in really nice condition. They look pretty rust-free. And this side, the fenders are off, and I'm not going to keep these freaking fender liners because I don't think we need them where we're going. But we need to start drilling out spot welds. That spot weld, there's a bunch of spot welds on the other side. There's spot welds on the frame rail. So we're going to start drilling out the spot welds. I've never drilled out spot welds before, so I ordered like these little special bits on Amazon. So hopefully that makes the process a little bit more enjoyable. We'll find out. So I got this fancy little drill bit off of Amazon specifically for spot welds, and I actually started using it off camera just to see how it worked. So it's working pretty good. So we got this obvious spot weld here drilled out, and then we got this one up here drilled out. It skipped a couple times on me, but I just was trying to go too fast, so that's all right. We got a little wonky bit there. So I got a lot of spot welds to drill out, so I'm just going to throw you guys up on the tripod and set you guys up with a little time lapse or whatever I do. So enjoy. Shampoo. Go! No! This is really hot! And I cut through the fender. Gosh darn it. Ouchie! I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but I literally burnt like a circle on my finger from the spot weld cut out. That's hilarious. So we got this guy out. We got this guy out. We got 3 guys out here. Bam, bam, bam. 2 over here. Bam, bam. That guy. Bam. That guy. Bam. This guy. Bam. That guy. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. So what I think I'm going to do with this guy right here is just take an angle grinder and just kind of slice her through. Down here as well, you can see that this is actually spot welded to the chassis. So what I think I'm going to do is just take an angle grinder and just slice her through there too. I bet I look so freaking cool right now. I feel kind of guilty doing this because this car's in really good shape other than, like, you know, the holes in the firewall, but I kind of feel bad doing this. Ow! I just sat on a freaking wire wheel right up the butthole. Well, it's starting to be like kind of wiggly jiggly. It looks like it's mostly disconnected on this side. Now we got to do the driver's side of the frame rail, and then we should be able to try to get this thing out. And then we'll just mark everything so that we can have it as close to original fitment as possible. We'll probably have some panel gaps. We'll probably have a little bit of a wonky fitment. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not a show car. It's a drift car. I probably will throw it into a wall and total it probably like my 3rd time out the track because I don't know how to drive. So get out of here. I don't need you at all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah! Core support is pretty much ready to come out. I just got to cut these little tabs right here that connect it to the frame rail, and then I'm going to try to freaking start yanking it out, and we'll see how it goes. I just cut into the frame rail. Could I have done that any more ghetto? Probably not. That's really bad. I'm really ashamed of myself. I accidentally went into the frame rail. I should have just used my Dremel. You might be wondering how I'm going to get this thing to line back up. Obviously, there's the points where I cut it off from that'll give me, you know, like a guide to where to put the brackets and drill like everything. So I'm not super concerned about that. It looks like it's ready to come off. I think it'll come off right away. I don't think anything's hanging it up. So let's try to yank this puppy sucker out of here. There she goes. She's off, baby. We'll worry about that later. We're just gonna put that right over here for now. I didn't do a good job at that. I did a really bad job at that, but it's off, and we can fix it later. Gonna be honest, I'm really ashamed of myself for just nicking into the frame rail a little bit there. I mean, it's definitely something that I could fix, but that still sucks. I wasn't really paying attention and just trying to rush it. I should have calmed down a little bit and taken my time a little bit more. I'm learning, so I mean, that's part of the process. And if you're like a professional fabricator, I'm sure like somebody will come at me, but you know, there's only one way to learn, and that's to do it and make mistakes. And I just made a big mistake and I get to learn from it. So that's the cool thing. Definitely not super proud of myself though, but hey, we have a lot better access to the 07K now, so we can actually hook it up and pull it out of here, and then we can go from there. It's been a couple days since we got the core support detached from the front of the E30, so now we need to work on getting the 07K and the RX8 transmission combo out of the car, break it down, and then start to fit up some flywheel stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, having like 3 jobs is very time consuming, so if there's like big pauses in between videos, like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I apologize, but that's just the nature of things. Where'd I put my seatbelt? I need my seatbelt! Okay, all good, I found the seatbelt. It was outside. I was like, I knew I didn't throw it away. I wouldn't throw something this valuable away. Alright, that's good. 3, 2, 1, pull, push! We gotta figure out a more efficient way to do this. I need a leveler. I know a lot of people like were in the comments like, you need a leveler, dude. I'm like, yeah, dude, I know, okay? I guess we're just gonna keep going up with it. This isn't sketchy whatsoever. I'm not scared at all. Ooh, don't hit. Please don't hit anything. Okay, I think she's good to go down. Nice and gentle. You come over this way. Nope. Stop it. Why are you trying to slide away? Whoa! Oh, my hip! Ouch! All done. That really hurt my hip. All right, well now I will say that without the core support, this is a lot easier to take out. I'm sure that was gonna be a pain in the behind to get out with the core support. Next thing I'm gonna invest in is a leveler for the engine hoist. That will come in handy. I just got this really nice gear wrench bit set, but I did not buy this. I got it for my birthday, so I didn't spend any money on it. Okay, this is just a reminder. Every bit goes back in the spot in the case. I will not lose any bits. Come back to this in a few months when half of the bits are missing. And it's gonna be your guys' fault because you didn't remind me. Just like most things, using my own hand, it's much more efficient. And I just smashed my fingers. Cool thing is we can take this off actually right here. We can take this off and then we have like a nice little cool window into the transmission. There we go. Oof. Can go over here. Wow. Oh, I'm an old man, tired, everything hurts. This is evidence. This bit is going back in the case. The 8mm Allen is going back in the case. Case locked up. Bam, bam. First day, haven't lost any bits yet. That's a good start. Oh, are you not going to fit on the hub? Or does the hub need, it's like all... Okay. Well, I had a hard time getting that other flywheel off of the hub, so maybe it just needs a little bit of persuasion. Yeah, that's just what it seems like. It just needs a little bit of... We might have to lube this guy up here. Let's, get you some Croil on there, huh? Get you some Croil on there. You'll be nice and lubed up. Ow. This is how we'll kind of tighten her on there. We're not going to, hunker her down, but we'll just try to get it to sit flush on there just so I can kind of get like an idea of fitment and how things are going to line up. I need a triple square bit. So what we're going to do is measure how far the flywheel sticks out from the edge of the timing cover and to the end of the ring gear, just to kind of see a comparison between how that one's dished and how this one is not dished. So I just kind of want to see the difference. So from the very edge of the timing cover to the end of the ring gear, we are sitting at 1 3/4 inches. Remember that for the video, 1 3/4 inches. Time to check the other one. There she goes. Ouch. Yeah. I think it's just because this crank hub is like really kind of crusty. Can I sand it? But I don't want to cause any like tolerance issues. Time to see what the deal is with the 1.8T flywheel. All right, so the 1.9 TDI flywheel was 1 3/4 away from the edge of the timing cover. So let's see what we're at now with the 1.8T flywheel. You gotta be shooting me. That's really cool. 1 3/4. That's insane. That's so cool. What? What? That's so cool. So either flywheel works. It's just a matter of what's availability. That's really cool. Shop kitty, we just breakthrough, Albert Einstein. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Sorry. I didn't mean to scare you like that. Come here. See? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Who's a good kitty? Show the camera your butthole. Show the camera your butthole. Good kitty. He likes it rough. Look at him. He likes that. He likes that. You like that? You like that? So I want to give you guys a closer look as to what I'm seeing. So from the tip of the timing cover right here to the edge of the ring gear right here, so the very outside, it's sitting right at 1 3/4 inches for both of the flywheel options, the 1.8T and the 1.9 TDI PD flywheel. So I think an Audi 1.8T flywheel, an Audi 1.8T longitudinal starter, Audi 1.8T pressure plate, and an RX8 23 spline 228mm friction disc or clutch plate or whatever you want to call it will work fine, perfect for this setup. So I think I'm going to end the video there because there's still a lot of things that we need to do, and I want to have this video at least make some sort of sense, and I don't want to just have it be like 100 million different things. We worked on getting the core support off, we worked on getting the engine out, and we worked on trying to get the flywheels, to match up and see how they look. But now we need to work on actually figuring out a clutch setup. So the one thing that's very apparent, we're not going to be able to run the stock slave cylinder on the Rx8 gearbox because this pivot arm or whatever, the clutch actuation arm thingy, whatever you want to call it, is going to run directly into the vacuum pump on the 07K. So we can actually remove this little guy here, and then we're going to run a concentric slave cylinder. Now, I've never personally worked with concentric slave cylinders. I've never even really heard of them before this. From my understanding, essentially what it is just like an internal slave cylinder that goes on the input shaft in the transmission. So it's completely internal inside of the bell housing, and Rx8 Gearbox Adapters actually makes one of those for the 6-speed Rx8 Gearbox. So he's going to hook it up with one of those, but it needs to come from the UK, and I don't want this video to keep waiting. I want you guys to kind of, check out what the project is and see where we're at with it. We also have some Boost Brothers garage bits coming in on the way, the valve cover, a bunch of other billet cool parts, so that'll be really cool. And I know you guys have been asking about the red Porsche with the 07K swap. Trust me guys, I wish I could give you guys content on that all the time, but I don't live really anywhere near them. They're in Cincinnati and I'm in Pennsylvania. We're about 4 hours apart, so it's going to be a little tricky on making content together, but we're going to figure it out as we go, and that's just kind of one of those things that we're going to have to handle. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below if you guys like these hats. I wouldn't mind selling them. That'd be cool. So I know the inside of my shed is looking absolutely atrocious, but I'm going to leave it here for the night and give this video to you guys to watch over the weekend. So I want to say thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys are stoked on the BMW E30 project, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video where we do a bunch of other stuff. All right, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the video, do the stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, good night. I love you.